love this victory salute.
I don't know if it'll work for a road race, though.
You're tuned into the VeloNews Show. I'm Fred Dreyer here with Spencer Paulson. Spencer, we need to talk about USA Cycling's National Cyclocross Championships, which went on this past weekend in Louisville, Kentucky.
Nice pronunciation.
On a muddy, slippery course that caused plenty of crashes, lots of pandemonium. In the men's race, we saw Stephen Hyde take his third consecutive victory after a day-long battle with his teammate Curtis White. And in the women's race, Katie Compton took her 15th consecutive national title after dominating the women's elite race. Let's get to the action. What can you say about Compton's win?
Age is just a number for Katie Compton. She turned 40 before this national championship race. And yes, it's been a rough season for her, but she can still pull out a major win when she wants to. And I'd like to see her take this form into world championships.
For me, Compton's victory proves that she is the most versatile and most successful cross racer in American history. We've seen her win national championships on grass, in the snow, on ice, in fast conditions.
Like the Postal Service, does it all.
We've never seen her win in mud this thick and nasty, and it didn't seem to slow her down. Look at her attacking this descent. So in the men's race, Stephen Hyde beats Curtis White. What's your analysis from this race?
My analysis is that CannondaleCyclocrossWorld.com continues to prove that it's the best American cyclocross team ever. Curtis White, he's the next man up. Getting second is a huge result for him. And we've got more in the pipeline. Spencer Petrov, he won the under-23 race. And then, of course, Alex Morton won the junior race, both on the Cannondale team.
So if you look at Hyde's win, he battles all day with Curtis White. Curtis White and Stephen Hyde, they're both making a lot of mistakes, slipping out, crashing. It's just that type of day. I feel like Stephen Hyde, though, made fewer mistakes at key moments, which enabled him to win. Here's Curtis White slipping out. Oh, here he is crashing pretty hard, where Stephen Hyde just kind of rode away on the penultimate lap.
Consistent.
So the real story from this year's Nationals was the mud. It started raining Friday night, and by the time the elites raced on Sunday, the whole course had been churned into this slippery, sloppy mud. If only we had someone to talk to us about what it's like to race cross in the mud.
Who would that be?
How about our in-house mud expert, Chris Case? Whoa, how'd you do that?
Magic.
So Chris, you were out there in Louisville watching all these people splashing around in the mud. You also raced the Masters races in the mud. What's your advice for surviving muddy conditions like this?
Well, I learned a lot from crashing a lot in my races, and I learned a lot from watching people in their races, in these pro races. First thing first, stay off the brakes. You gotta let it go. Just let your momentum take you down the hill. If you crash, it's just mud. Second thing I'd say, do things with intention. Get off that bike with intention. Be decisive about when you want to run and when you don't want to run. And finally, I think it comes down to equipment choices, and you've all heard this before, but low pressures, very low pressures.
I rode lowest tire pressure I think I've ever ridden. Mine is Valkenburg last year. I rode about 11.5 today. Yeah, I pretty much told Mark to like pump them up so they feel flat, but just quite aren't flat. And
Wow, that is a lot of extra traction you get when your tires are that soft.
Absolutely.
So Chris, now you race the Masters races. A lot of times we want to talk about Masters racing and, you know, the pros that are racing in the
yeah.
that's
No.
right. It's off limits.
Don't answer that question, Chris.
Okay.
We'll talk about that next
question.
week.
Yeah.
Well, for Spencer Paulson and Chris Case, I'm Fred Dreyer. Thanks for tuning into the VeloNews Show. We'll see you next week.